Hey, hey, hey. I know I got my camera off for right now. It's just I'm currently trying to detangle my yarn at the moment. So when I'm done, I'll put my camera back on. And I gotta adjust myself, so how is everyone doing this evening? Hey, hey, hey. Hey everyone. How's everyone doing? Hey me TV, how are you? I had to adjust myself for a second. And sorry about the water stain. I was drinking water and spilled some water on my shirt. How's everyone doing this evening? Because right now it started snowing last night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad that it started snowing last night. I'm like really upset. Yes, snowing. It is literally snowing outside. It was snowing all day today. After we had temperature in the high 60s. Let me put my phone on vibrate just in case if somebody calls in. Yes, it was snowing. And when I left to go to work, I didn't go to work today because I called off. But this morning when I woke up to send my son off to school this morning, it was snowing. This morning when I so I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I can't believe it was actually snowing after we had like 3 days of 60-degree weather where I can only wear my jacket outside. Hey Kiva. Normally for Easter is normally kind of like springish for Easter. All right, you're good, Cubby. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, Cubby. Trying to figure out the way my lighting is. Trying to get into this one stitch because I'm making up my own pattern of assault, the shell stitch right now. And it's just like I'm making my own version of a shell stitch right now. It's a little wrinkled, but is going to turn into a cup holder for my husband. That's why it looks so small. I think so, Cuppy, but I'm not too sure. Because I was over there at Granny's D's before I came on. Oh, and everyone, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up and hit the thumbs up button. Hey, hey, Melanie, how are you doing? Thanks for the squirrel rate, y'all. Hey, Zach. Thanks everyone for coming over. Hey, Miss Joyce. Oh, I'm gonna set this over here. Me TV is Granny D's rate. That I'm part also follow Granny D. That's what her channel's pretty much is about, is a squirrel rate. Is a Granny D from Granny G's channel, and I was over there before I came on. That's where it pretty much means a squirrel rate, and she's very 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 nice. Hey, Miss Donna. Hey, Miss Donna. Hey, Miss Jen. How are you? Oh, you should. She's Granny is like a really good person to follow too. Hey, Miss Ivy. Hey, Granny D. Thanks for the raid. Thanks everyone for the raid. Oh, this is the colors that I'm working with now is a multicolor. That's good, Miss Jen. Because right now I am working with this multicolor blue yarn, and I love it. And I love it. It's so cute. So cute. I love the colors. That's the only reason why I got it. Thank you. It's a acrylic colorway. It's a 4 weight. I know that much. It's a 4 weight, 285 yards, 5 ounces, and it requires an I-9 hook. Thank you, Miss Donna, because it's a main stain 100% acrylic, and it's a medium 4 weight, and it comes with I know the last particular yarn I used of this color. It comes with a free pattern inside. Well, Alicia, I'm not too sure tonight if I am or not. I'll text you and let you know, or I'll post the link. Like, and cause right now I'm making a coaster for my husband out of this particular yarn, and I got this color here because I wound up picking up 3 balls of this, And if I can grab it. Oh, you're good, Jennifer. I just thank you for coming past. And I also picked up this colorway here. It's gray, black, and white. And I picked this up about what, a couple weeks ago. And it's the same concept. It's a four weight, 285 yards, 5 ounces. It's a medium four weight, and it's like super soft. But this here, I'm going to I gotta go over to Sandrine's page to figure out how to do a mosaic. And I'm going to use these three balls here because I got this one and two other ones of the same color. And I have to go over to Sandrine's or um, Kim or Christina's page to do the mosaic because that's why I want to use that colorway as far as the mosaic because I also got white too. Thank you, Copy. Oh, I missed them last night, Ivy. I missed the Yarny Fibers last night. I fell asleep like right before they came on. Because that's why I'm thinking about. I'm going to go ahead and post their link for anyone that don't. I know majority of y'all know who they are. That's on here, but I'm going to go ahead and post go through my channel and post their link. I did not know that, Ivy. I swear I did not know. Hey, Nana Michelle. How are you doing? Oh, that. Uh, I gotta find them. Yeah, I know I have them. I just gotta find them. I just can't figure out where they at. Ooh, I swear you gotta show me that, Nana Michelle. I swear I gotta see that when you're finished. And I seen the one that Green D made. Oh my god, it's so cute, so cute, so cute. For some reason, I cannot find them in my phone. Oh, I found them. Correction, but it won't let me share out the link, and I do not know why. Give me a second so I can find them. Thank you, Cubby. Thanks everyone for coming past for the Granny D raid. 'Cause I have the okay, I found her. I'm gonna share her link out. Hey, Miss Kelly, how are you doing? How you doing today, Miss Kelly? Okay, I'm posting her link now. It doesn't have a name, so it's just a link. How's y'all doing today? What is everyone working on tonight? See, I thought about that earlier too, Miss Kelly. Well, I'm making dinner as we speak. Mine's is in the oven. My dinner's in the oven, so by the time I get off of here, it should be done. And I can't wait until it's done because oh my gosh, I can't wait until my dinner's done. And Wally, I gotta see that too. And I think I messed up on the stitch in this pot holder. Yeah, I did. I messed up a stitch. And hey, Miss VJ, I think I have some green here at the house, Wally. Yeah. And I'm finally done with part of my pot holder order, and I'm finally done with majority of them. So the only thing I got left to do, I finished up the last of them today, which I got to take to work with me Friday because majority of the people that ordered from me is picking them up Friday while I'm at work. And thanks, Cubby, for dropping all the links for me. So I figured that I don't have to do any more. A bumpy bang, a bumpy bang. I think I heard of that stitch before, Miss Kelly, but I'm not too sure if my memory's correct. I'm not. I think I heard of it, but I'm not too sure. I have to play back in my Rolodex. Miss Kelly, if you don't take your butt to sleep, and why you sad, Wally? I think I heard of the bubble stitch before, but I'm not too sure if I heard of it or not. Like I know I heard of it, but I can't remember what the stitch is. You're fine, Miss Cubby. And Miss Kelly, if you don't take your butt to sleep, okay, that makes sense. Hey, Miss Light, left is right crochet. Miss okay, okay, I'm gonna call you Miss Sandy because saying that whole thing out is kind of confusing. I'm gonna call you Miss Sandy if that's okay. Thank you, Miss Kelly. Um, Wally is. I'm going to say like right now is not the time and the place to talk about that right now. That's the conversation for us to talk about later. And hey, Miss Gloria, how are you doing? Oh, good night, Miss Donna. The only thing I don't like about this joint is because it is a four-way, it does split slightly. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Because I have to like when I get to the end of the row, that I have to sit here and play with it because it does splits a little bit, but not too much. That's the only thing I don't like about this particular four-way. I got dinner in the oven as we speak, Miss Gloria, and I hope everything's fine with you, Miss Jennifer. I hope all is well with you. You will be in my prayers tonight while you at the hospital tomorrow. And for everyone that is coming in, I am working with a multicolor yarn, and I am doing my own version of a shell stitch. It's a little wrinkle now where you can't really tell what it looks like, but I'm doing my own version of a shell stitch as a pot holder. And this is the color that I am using, multicolor, and it's a medium four weight. And I started to notice that I don't like this particular kind of yarn because it splits. So thank God it works very well as what I'm doing as a not a pot holder because I'm already done with pot holders this week. I don't have to do any more pot holders till Saturday. But a coaster for my husband. And I need my glasses. I just realized that. It's a mainstay yarn, Miss Kelly. It's a acrylic mainstay yarn. Cause I got this color here, and also have the black, and it's black. You can't really tell, but it's black, gray, and oh, correction, I lied. It's gray, blue, and white. I lied. It's correct. That's the correction. Right colors. It's gray, blue, and white. Miss Kelly, I changed my hook like 4 times, and it still splits. So I'm like, I'm still going to. I changed my hook from the exact size that the yarn requires to the size smaller to the size bigger, and then I tried a size and a half up and still did not work at all. And I'm like, if it splits, it splits, but I can fix a splittable yarn. I can fix that. I never tried Susan Bates. Never tried it. But it's just like since I figured that since uh only brand of hooks that I do own, Miss Kelly, is Boyd hooks because that they I tried like other hooks before that Boyd hooks feel comfortable in my hands and it's easier for me to do it. And I tried what's those hooks called? They're expensive because I remember I bought a pair off of Amazon and they're really expensive. And I would never again spend that much money in my life again to off of Amazon because just in a retail store it was actually cheaper to get them off of Amazon than the actual store. I can't remember what brand of hooks they were, but I know I spent yeah furrows, Miss Kelly. Yeah, yes, furrows. Jen, Jen and Miss Kelly, it was furrows. I know I spent a lot of money on those hooks, and never again. I did not like them. I tried origami hooks. Um, I tried furrow hooks. I tried so many hooks over the course of the years and did not like them. And I found Boyd's. I even tried what is it called? The wooden hooks. Don't like them. Like, cause I had tried I had bought some wooden hooks. They said that the wooden hooks is like good for like if you have arthritis in your hands. The roll something like Granny D has, but slightly smaller than her hooks that she gets, but they're wooden. And I bought some of them. Not yet. I haven't tried Clover's yet. I haven't tried Clover's yet, Miss Kelly. Like I want to. Don't get me wrong. Ever since I've been Miss Jen, I've been working with acrylic yarns for pot holders for so long that it doesn't bother me. I use them every day for my pot holders. I am using the 5.25 hook right now. And Miss Jen, I really don't. I have issues with acrylics, and I've been having been using acrylics for a while now. But it's just like when I use cotton, I do break out a little bit from cotton, and I use acrylic for almost from dish. Like I do use cotton sometimes when I do dishcloths or facial rags, but as far as like pot holders, no, they don't matter on me at all, Miss Jen. I've been making my pot holders out of acrylic and just perfectly fine. My favorite size hook is all of them, Miss Kelly. Nano Shell, Miss Jen, they do not melt on me at all. Like the last set of pot holders I made was out of a bulky, no, it was out of a 6 weight yarn, and it was acrylic. I use them; they did not melt on me, nothing. And I've been making acrylic pot holders for the past 6 years, and they did not melt on me at all. I use them for pretty much everything. Pot holders, dish rags, like they do, and they're washable. They do not melt on me, and they're fine with me. Thank you, me TV. Cause like this is a acrylic now that I'm using, and out of all the things I've made with acrylic, from pot holders to dishcloths to baby blankets to you name it, never had an issue out of it. Not at all. Yes, Miss Kelly, I like all of them. Cause like my biggest hook is the 25 mm. So yes, Nana Michelle knows what I'm talking about with when she seen my hook, and that was a workout trying to, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I still have that hook, but it's in my kitchen with my other project. And it was just like, with the last time I did that, hey Chris, that I worked on it a little bit. Oh, that's big. That's big. I ain't going past no more than 25 mm. Oh no, you got me beat, Miss Kelly. Nah, I'm good. Yes, Miss Ivy, that's the biggest I had. Yeah, I would die if I had to use a bigger one. So me and you, Miss Kelly, me and you gotta do hooks. Oh, because it may look like I crochet from the back because I'm left-handed. Because I'm left-handed, that's why it looks so different. And if I was doing it right-handed, it would look like I was doing it from the front. It's the same stitch, but because I am left-handed, it just looks different to everybody. Yes, it is, Miss Kelly. Oh yes, Miss Abby. The way like with my 25 mm hook, it's like a workout in itself. Actually, I can go grab it for you real quick and let you see how big it is. So for everyone that haven't seen my hook, this is how big my 25 mm hook is. And this, because it's straight plastic, in order for me to work with it, I had to put brown tuck tape around my hook in order for me to grip it right. So in order for me to work with it, it's like, oh my gosh. And sometimes during the summertime, you know how like you work with certain hooks that you do sweat, and sometimes you have a hard time getting your grip or whatever on certain hooks. That's where the tape comes from. So that when I grab it and crochet with it, my hand won't slide up and down on it and it won't slip throughout my hand. Miss Kiva, not this particular size hook. They have big hooks, but I got this from Amazon. There's certain like I know my local Walmart doesn't sell hooks this big, Miss Kiva. So I had to buy mine from Amazon, and I paid like almost $12 for it. And it's just like, Chris, I will say it does got a decent weight to it. It does got a decent weight to it. I will say that. But the only problem is that I can't fit in my crochet pouch because I pretty much like all my hooks and needles is in this particular pouch. I even got a little stitch counter in here. I call these my little sewing thingies because it got my sewing needles in there. So I call them my little sewing thingies. Because the biggest one that can fit in this pouch is a Q17, which is a 15 15.75 mm. That is the biggest size that I can fit in here. And the smallest hook that I have in here is an F5 3.75 mm is the smallest hook. I got like so many of them. It's not even funny. I even got one for that has is it Addie's 4.5. Thank you, Miss Donna. See you later. Good night. And I can't remember where I got this Addie's from. I'm not ever gonna lie. I can't remember where I got it from. I don't know who gave it to me, or I don't know who I bought it from. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it, but I'm not too sure if I want to do a tutorial or not. And I also have a tape measure because I think my tape measure goes up to 60 inches. And on top of that, it has a little button here where, oh crap, I just hit myself in the forehead with it. Where you press this little button in the middle. Sorry about the light where you can't see it, but you can press a little button here and it retracts itself. And honestly, like, and a lot of people ask me, where did I get my you're from, Miss Kelly? A lot of people ask me, where did I get this from? My hook holder. I got it from the dollar store. Honestly, I really got it from the dollar store for $1, so I can hold all my hooks in it. Cause I'm bad in losing hooks, and then I'll go and buy more, and then I'll find them, and next thing you know, that I got like 6, 7 hooks laying around my hook house, and I'm like, and I just bought one. I'd be so mad. I'm like, I just bought another hook that I did not need that I just found. Cause I'm good for losing my hooks around the house. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm good for losing my hooks. Or one of my cats, cause I have 2 cats. That if I had set my hook, one of my hooks on the floor, that with my work, they either chew up my yarn or they steal one of my hooks. And you don't understand how many times I will find my, like when I will go wash clothes, I will find one of my hooks downstairs in my basement washing clothes. And I'm like, and I'm thinking I'm the one who lost it, but they would sit here, come in my room, pick up my hook in the middle of the night, because I normally have a project bag next to me or whatever, and my hook is normally next to me, next to me or to the bag with my yarn in it. If they ain't getting playing with the yarn, they're playing with my hook and they'll get it and go hide it. And then you don't like. In times I'll be finding my hooks in my kitchen. If I'm not losing them, if I'm not losing them, and I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad. Between me and my cats, I don't know who's worse in losing the hooks. Like straight up, honestly. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And currently, I am pretty much making up my own pattern as a shell stitch right now. into a coaster. Not always, because my last cat, before I had the two I got, he didn't want nothing to do with yarn, and I had him for about what 16 years. Didn't want nothing to do with yarn, Miss Ray, at all. Nothing to do with yarn at all. He did not want nothing to do with yarn. Period. And I had him for about what about 16 and a half years before he died. And I miss him too. Yeah, everyone, give me 1 second. I have to go check my food because I got it in the oven. I don't want it to burn. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm back. Hey, you on board? I'm back, yarn bar. I had to go check on my food. I didn't want it to burn. Cause you know how when you put something in the oven, you smell it and you know it's almost done. That's I didn't want my food to burn. Thank you, Miss Ray Sunshine. Everyone, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me tonight. Cause I normally don't ask, but tonight, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And hey, Mr. Chris. Sorry, I was drinking some of my drink and I gotta get a tissue to wipe myself a little bit. I'm making hi Miss Gloria. I'm making baked chicken, rice, and gravy tonight. The chicken's going to take a little bit longer than the rice because I bought this rice cooker. I'm not going to lie, it is phenomenal from Walmart. Oh my gosh, it works miracles. Like it's better than making rice on the stove top, Miss Gloria. And the only thing you gotta do is just like put your rice in, your season, do a little bit of water, and it's good for white rice and brown rice. And you hit either or. Oh my gosh, it works miracle. Like you can actually walk away from the rice cooker compared to making rice on the stove. Like I can do it on the stove, and you can have you know how when you do it on the stove, you have to actually stand there and watch it. But man, my rice cooker, only thing I gotta do is just put put my rice in, whatever season like you like to do, and whatever seasons like you like to put in, some butter, and hit white or brown rice, and walk away. I love my rice cooker. That's the best $35 I ever invested. Man, Nana, Michelle, and Chris, my rice cooker, I swear to God, it takes less than 12 minutes to cook the rice in it. And I bought it from Walmart for about no more than $35 after tax. I'm telling you, you can put your rice in it, and I love it. I you can buy instant rice, the rice that you actually have to cook, any kind of rice that you prefer. Put in there and hit whatever if it's brown or white, and just let it go. Oh yes, I can. I prefer to work with any kind of yarn. See you later, Miss Jen. Have a nice night. Have a nice night, Miss Jen. Ooh. Well, I love it. Look, rice is my thing. I love rice because like when I go in and make my rice when I'm done with the chicken and stuff, that I make it homemade gravy. Oh my gosh, love it. Thank you, Miss Jen. Ooh, let me see who texts me. 'Cause sometimes I read the chat from my phone, so I can do my lives from my tablet. Miss Ray Sunshine, I swear that's the best investment that you can ever get. That is the best investment that you can get. Miss Abby, you can make a lot with using the standard 18 hole or standard 18. You can use a lot. I'm not lying. Because I think I have a standard 18 hole. I gotta double check. Let me look in my bag. Okay, this is a 17. This is 16. Yeah, I got a bag for the hooks. Okay, no, I lie. I got my biggest is a standard 17, 15.75. That's the biggest I have. But I love, and this is my standard 17, and it's a plastic because I have three of these, and the other two is upstairs because when I'm upstairs, I do have a crochet project upstairs that I use. Oh, try yarn bar for Miss Ivy, man. You don't know what you're missing with bigger hooks. I'm telling you, that's the biggest way, best way you can go. Cause I know I made this here. Let me grab it. I'm sitting on it right now in a big hook. Oh, this is what this is for. Cause this one, cause my other project is in my kitchen for this particular hook gives me a workout. Cause I'm going up and down with this one. Chris, you described one of my cats because my one of my cats is gray and white. Thank you. Because this is the colors in this is gray, white, and pink. Sorry you can't really see the pink, but it's gray, white, and pink in this one. And normally when I'm sitting in this chair, yes it does, John Barb. You ain't never lied. Like normally when I'm sitting here and I'm not on live and I crochet, I would take this. And because I do live in the colder weather, I would sit here and cover myself up because it's big enough for me to cover myself up, and I'll just sit here and crochet. And I'm just like this. I'll be in my own little world, in my own little corner, and my husband be calling my name, and he be like, "Baby, baby, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Huh?" When I'm over here in my own little corner, because this is my corner of my room, and he be calling and calling, and I'm like, "Huh? What? What do you want?" Yes, it is comfy. Well, yes, Chris, it's very warm. Very, very warm. Very warm. Very warm. I love it. I love because like where I live at is very warm. I mean very cold where I live at, and I love warm blankets. Oh, I love it. I be so warm and everything. And then like you should see the blanket I made for my husband. I finally finished that about I think a week or so ago. I would say I'll get it, but he's currently using it. You're good, Miss Ray. And then like the very first blanket when because I've been crocheting on and off for 15 years, and before recent, before the past few years, the last blanket I made was for my son when I was pregnant with him, and I made a baby blanket, and then I had stopped until about I want to say right before I am using a mainstay medium weight four Ivy just for what I'm using now because I'm making a coaster for my husband because this the month of March I'm currently doing pot holders for the month of March, but I don't have no more orders until today's Wednesday. I don't have to start the next set of pot holders until Saturday, and I only have 5 sets of pot holders I have to make starting Saturday. That was a pre-order. See, that was before I was born, Yarn Barf. That is the year I was. 1986 was before I was even born. I was born a few years later. So I never even heard of that yarn. And like the when I did start when I did pick it back up, I did like in between the years between my son and when I did fully start picking it back up. I crochet like small things like dishcloths, pot holders, small baby blankets, stuff like that in between over the years. But I didn't fully pick it back up until COVID happened. And when I did pick it back up since COVID happened, I didn't know that there was more stitches out there than what I knew about. Because like for example, I only knew about 4 basic stitches: single crochet, half double crochet, and a triple crochet. Those were the only 4 stitches I knew about when I started crocheting. And I'm like, when I learned, and I'm like sitting here like seeing other people come up with these, like from me following so many people on YouTube, from Granny D, Yarn Barf, Katrina, all of the people I follow, Old Joe, BJ, and I'm like, where was I at when all these stitches came along? I'm trying to figure out like what happened in the course of the years that I didn't know nothing about because I only knew about 4 basic stitches. I didn't know nothing about no shell stitch. I didn't know nothing about certain stitches, and I'm like confused.
Basically reboot. Start from the beginning. I thought,
And it was just like, okay. And like then over the course, I started learning about the shell stitches. So right now, I learned about the shell stitches about maybe a little bit over a year ago, and I figured out how to do my own stitch of the shell stitch. So I make my own shell stitch pattern as a pot holder. As long as you have the basics of it, that you're good. Aw, and hi, Miss Tina Bell. Miss Yarnbarth, I'm actually kind of making up my own shell stitch right now, as you can tell, because it ain't the basic shell stitch. It's similar to one, but I'm technically making up my own one. If I can hold it up right, I gotta take my hook out. It's similar to one, but I'm kind of like making up my own one. Thank you, baby. It's similar to one, but I'm making up my own. That's all. And it's gonna be a coaster for my husband for when football season comes up. And instead of typical five double crochets, instead of doubles or half doubles, instead of going to five, it's three. And then it's like, and on top of that is like it's like you change when the way I'm doing it is three half doubles. Like when after you do when you go into like that single crochet, that you the way I'm doing it is that after the first row, because the first row I did it is that I skipped the first chain and went into the second, like, and then I chained two up, and then I did three half doubles in that same chain, and then I skipped two, and then I did a single crochet, that like the basics of the shell stitch. But the way I'm doing it is kind of like made up a little bit, and I'm kind of doing my own. It still have the similarities of the basic shell stitch tutorials, but it is like kind of made up a little bit at the same time. Instead of doing I can't even get it out. The traditional um uh, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Stitch. You get what I'm saying? It's not the traditional way of doing it. So it's kind of like made up on my part. Like the first row is kind of like basic, but after, like when you get to your second row, it's like different. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of made up. Because I do like to make up my own patterns at the same time. Because it's something like I would go, like I will watch like a tutorial or something. Oh, it will lay flat. It's just like right now because the way I'm holding it and the stitches is kind of tight. It's kind of like hard to tell because I'm only on my third row right now. And you know how after like the first few rows, it kind of crinkles up on you a little bit. So I'm only on my third row right now. And it's like you know how it is after like the first 3 4 rows or something, it crinkles up. But after I get past the the fourth row, it will flatten out. Hey Samantha, that's what like it should look like that yarn bar. But if it doesn't turn out the way I want it, it's just gonna be a coaster anyway. So nobody else ain't gonna see it but us. But at some point, by the time I get to the third or fourth row, it should um even out. Oh, I messed up. Let's see what I messed up at. I prefer the back couple, not even the whole row. Thank God I got to like half the row, and I messed up on it. Thank God I didn't get that far to mess up. But I would have been highly upset if I got so far and I messed up. I would have been like so mad if I got so far back. Hey, Miss Beverly, how are you doing? I was at your live earlier. Yeah. Are you still working on the same exact blanket that you was doing the other day, Samantha? And Miss Tinsley, I was at your live too. Yeah, last night and today, Miss Tina Bell. That's how I felt too, Yarn Bar, because that for Christmas, I made so many shawls for Christmas. It wasn't even funny. and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with them because I had some leftover yarn from the set of pot holders I made. You're welcome, Miss Tina Bell. Is that I had made the set of pot holders and I had like so much yarn from it and I wound up making a shawl out of it from the leftover yarn and I'm finally done with it. And I'm so happy I'm done with that with the shawl and that particular pot holder out that color. I'm so happy. And thank God like I only had to make one set of pot holders out that particular yarn, but it was just the fact that like what the heck. Oh, and Miss Tina Bell, I'm here to support everybody and anybody. And you are the people. I was there, Miss Tina Bell. You don't have to thank me. Don't thank me. I was there, and it was nice too. It was really nice. Yeah, everyone, I'm going to give me a second. I'm going to go start my rice so it can be cooked by the time I get off so I can eat. It's only going to take me like 30 seconds to make it, to throw it in the rice cooker and turn it off. I mean, turn it on. I'm back, y'all. You're fine, Samantha. Sorry about it. I've been gone for so long. Okay, Wally. That's fine. We can talk when I get off. And sorry about that. I had to leave off for a second. My dinner's a little bit late. Thank you, Miss Ray and Kathy. I'm so happy that you're here. I watched your live yesterday, Kathy. I'm like, eh. I watched yours and not yesterday, but Monday while I was at work. I watched you and Wally show while I was at work. And thank you, Miss Ray, for saying that to everybody. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for being here. Only thing I can do is this one a little thank you. Thank you everyone. Thanks everyone for being here. I know I'm a little different from it compared to everybody on. I know I'm different from everyone, but I like to be different. I like to be different. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. Oh, Cuppy, did you see the colors that I'm working with so far? It's kind of a little wobbly right now, but it's I'm making a coaster for my husband out of well, this color here, and then my next project is going to be this color here. The blue looks like black, but it's not black. It's blue. It's gray, blue, and white in this color. Because I have three balls of the blue one, and then I also have three balls of that, of the gray, blue, and white. But I'm still trying. I also have white to go with both of them, but I'm still debating like because I know the first ball is going to be a coaster, a couple coasters for my husband, but the second two, I finally decided to do. Oh, you're fine, Wally. That I know. Out of the gray, blue, and white one, I'm thinking about doing a mosaic stitch off that one because that everybody's on the bandwagon. Copy, copy, copy. I'm. I want to laugh so bad, Cuppy. I swear I really want to do. I swear I want to laugh. Yeah, Miss Ray Sunshine, I do try like in between like my pot holders that I normally make every year for March. That if I'm done with like my pot holders for the week, that I do try to fit in little small projects in between, like especially like if I'm done with an order and I know I don't have to do another order for a while for like a couple days, I will try to fit in pot holders and like a little small project in between. So I figured that I have until today's Wednesday. I have until like Saturday night, Sunday morning to do another set of pot holders. So I try to do on the days that I don't have to do pot holders. I try to fit in like little small projects from dishcloths to coasters to God knows what. And Cuppy, behave, Cuppy, me, Cuppy, behave, because me and you is the only person that think just alike. And everyone gives me. I'm going to turn my mic off for a second because I do have to calm my son down to figure out what he wants to eat because that what I'm making he may not want to eat. So I'm going to turn my mic off. Okay. Uh, some like my son, like he's not picky, but he's somewhat picky. Like he don't like to eat anything baked. So what I'm making is baked tonight. So I just don't want him to go to bed hungry. That's the reason why I called him to come down and fix something. That's all. And thanks, Ray. Like, and that's how I was also raised too. Nana Michelle and Ray and Chris. Like, if you don't eat what I made, but at the same time, I try not to um put those values on my children at all. So I try to like not to like put those pressures on my child or any child because I grew up like that, so I try not to force that on them. So if they're hungry and they don't like something I make, I'll have them like I'll fix something that they like, or I'll have them come down and fix something that they want. So even though they don't like what I make, but I still want something on their stomachs because I don't want them to go to bed hungry. That's like the way my son and nieces and nephews are like they will pretty much eat anything that I make, but they're also like kind of picky at what I make, so I don't force certain foods on them because I know how they are. Like me and my husband will eat it, and some of the kids will eat it, but not all will eat it. So I'm not going to force them to eat something that they don't want. So it's either if they don't want it, calm down and fix something that they want. Because I'm not, I sat here and slaved over a hot stove for nothing. So if they're not going to eat what I made, then you want to come down to fix something yourself because they all the kids is old enough to fix something themselves. Especially after I spent an hour or two slaving over a hot stove, sweating my fro out for no reason. Look, Nana Michelle, I seen you laugh. I miss Olivia is so funny. I'm not gonna lie, she is so funny, Miss Dana. Miss Olivia is so funny, especially the hook that you got her for her crochet projects, Nana, where it said Olivia on the one side and actually her on the actual handle part. That was so cute. Yeah, that's true. Uh, like Miss Ray, like he's like picky because like I grew up on certain things that I eat and he's not used to like eating them because like me personally I grew up on southern food, so my son is not used to eating certain things that I'm used to. So it's like kind of hard for him to eat, especially like he has a texture thing going on. So it's like really kind of hard. Who is calling me? Give me 1 second, y'all. Someone's calling me. Sorry, everyone. I had a phone call. But anyways, that normally if I'm done with certain projects for the week, I normally try to work on small ones. So I'm just making this coaster for my husband so he can have something to use for his drinks. And then Michelle, why didn't you come up this past Friday? I was looking for you. Okay, if I probably don't get done with this tonight, I'll probably get done with it tomorrow. Cause I started this right before I came up tonight. Cause like honestly, like I lost. Oh, that makes sense. That honestly makes sense, Nana. I'm not mad at you or anything. It was just I was just wondering because like I'm normally used to watching you every Friday night, and I'm like, why didn't she come on Friday? And I'm like, I was just confused. That's all. And that actually makes sense because you know how we have families and all. So that actually makes sense because sometimes, like with my husband, before I come home from work, I have to pick up a few things before I do come home, and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, between work, the household, husband, kids, and I'm like, and sometimes I'll be like slightly tired because like last week, I almost canceled both of my lives last week from Wednesday and Sunday because I was completely tired. And I'm like, I did not know what to do, but I still came on anyways. Well, I feel you now, Michelle. I actually feel you on that one. I honestly do not blame you. Uh, well, I don't blame you at all. I honestly understand. I honestly understand because I know how you feel. Because like I normally work like between 40 and 50 hours, and then coming home to a family, and then trying to do a live on top of that. It's just like somewhat exhausting, but sometimes like we manage to do what we got to do. So I honestly understand where you're coming from. Like last Wednesday, I was like so tired. Plus, I wasn't feeling good. On top of that, but I still came on anyways because I almost canceled Wednesday live because I wasn't feeling good. But I came on, And then Sunday, I was feeling like okay, but I was like, well, I'm going to come on because I'm feeling somewhat decent. So I was okay with that. And tonight, like I thought about canceling tonight, but I'm like, I'm not going to cancel tonight because that I'm feeling much better than what I was last week compared to this week. And I went to the doctors. They just said that it was like some kind of like bug that was in the air where people was like catching some kind of stomach bug or is in the ear and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm cool. I can deal with that. But I am going to go get me some more ginger ale, and when I come back, I'm going to show you my cup from what I got from work. So Christmas, my job had gave me this cup, and in the cup it came with a card, some candy, and a couple of like other things inside the cup. With the candy and stuff, it was wrapped perfectly nice. And this is between this one here and on if you see previous lives, it's a red cup that I normally use. And between the two, these are my two favorite cups that I like to use. Yes, they are clean. I wash them out all the time. But between this one and that one, these are my two favorite cups. And I really do miss you too, Nana Michelle. I honestly do. I really do miss you too, Nana. And I also miss hearing Miss Olivia's little sweet voice. Because especially when she's hungry, I miss her voice. And on top of that, your the cat that you have and your previous cat reminds me if you go back and watch, I think it was Sunday or Wednesday that I had one my black and white cat up on panel with me. I think it was Sunday or Wednesday, one or two, but I know it was one of them that I had my black and white cat up, and she reminds me of the one that you have now that you adopted, and the one that you had recently lost a couple months ago, and I'm like, I was sitting here thinking, like, when I was looking at mine, I was thinking about you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she reminds me so much of Nana Michelle's cat. Even to the new one that you had. And remind you, I have two of them now here that lives in the house. But I have another two that lives with a friend. The two altogether is four of them, but the older two lives with a friend of mine. And the two that I have, one of them reminds me of the one that you have, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And when your other one had passed, I felt so sorry for your sympathy because that one had passed away. And remind you that you had that one for so long, so long. But now you have someone in the house that is very happy, and I'm glad you are happy, and Olivia's happy, and the new cat's happy. I'm just happy, happy. As far as my project was, I'm gonna probably finish this tonight or tomorrow. Cause then going, I started this right before I came on live. 10 out of 10, I'll probably finish this when I get off of work tomorrow. Cause it's not going to take me that long to finish. If I work on it for like maybe another hour, or I'm going to say about like another hour and a half tops. I would have been done with it tonight, but with me making dinner and stuff, that's the reason why I really haven't finished it. Cause I started this right before I made dinner and before I came on live, so I worked on it a little bit before I came on. And I did not mean to do that because that ain't supposed to be a half. That was supposed to be a single crochet in that stitch. And then my one niece is coming over this weekend because she asked me to teach her how to do the basic stitches of crocheting. So I want to teach her how to do the basics this weekend. And I don't mind teaching her how to do it. 'Cause I already had showed her how to do the basic stitch of like to do the chain. Because at first I started teaching her how to do the chain, and she's actually like good at it. I started teaching her a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, but like a few months ago, how to do a chain, and I started to explain to her how to I started to show her how to do like the chain, and then I started showing her how to do a single crochet. And I'm like, as long as you can get your chain down fine, and then this week we are going when she comes back over this weekend. This weekend I want to show her how to do a single crochet, and she's going I start giving her a little like small task because every weekend I will send her home with certain amount of yarn every weekend when she does come over on the weekends, and practice like on little small swatches or whatever, and practice. And then I was like, the more you practice on these little small swatches, the bigger your projects get. And I explained to her like the bigger the project, yes, it does take a little bit longer, but the more you do bigger projects, the faster it comes. And don't get me wrong, I know I don't know everything about crocheting, but I'm teaching her the little bit I do know about crocheting. I'm teaching her the little bit I do know. And so far, the little bit I do know, they're helping out a lot of people. A lot of people. And like when I say, like for example, when I say I be making up my own stitches, this is part of making up my own stitches. It looks a little funny now, but this is part of one of the things I be saying that I be making up my own stitches. This is my own stitch of making, ooh, excuse me, making a shell stitch. This is my own version of a shell stitch. Like, don't get me wrong, I know somewhat know how to make a shell stitch, but if I don't know how to make it, I will sit there, figure out how to do the pattern, read the pattern, and if it doesn't make sense, I'll take the little bit of knowledge I know and make up my own pattern. And this is my version of making a shell stitch pattern of a coaster. I will like sit there and make up my own pattern all day long, and regardless of whatever stitch it is, if it doesn't make sense and it's not adding up together, I will start off with making the pattern, and I'll work up the pattern, and it doesn't, and like I will make a sample of it. And if it doesn't look right, after I get past row number 10, I will hold up and like, this doesn't look right. I will frog it all the way back to row one and start making up my own pattern version of that pattern. I don't know why, but I do. Because there's a lot of patterns that I sat here and read. I will work it up. Doesn't make sense. Frog it back. I would try the same pattern 6 times, and it doesn't make sense to me. And I would literally frog it back all the way back to row one. The first, like after like me personally, like I'll work up the pattern up to like row 10, and if it doesn't look like, and I will frog it back all the way to like row one, maybe row three. And if it doesn't like seem right after like the first, second, or third row, I will start making up my own pattern off that pattern, off that stitch. It's the same stitch, but it's a different pattern that I made up because it doesn't look right or seem right to me, and I don't know why. And I know it ain't my pattern, but it's just something that I do. Like for example, this pattern here of the shawl stitch ain't my pattern. I started off with a pattern, but it didn't seem right to me. So I got to row 15 and frogged it all the way back. So I decided to go back to row one and start doing my own pattern of the shawl stitch. And from here, what I'm looking at, it looks like a wave. So it's just a pattern. Right now, I'm just making up a pattern of a shawl stitch. And someone asked me earlier, I think it was the beginning of the live, to do a tutorial on it, but I'm like, mm, I'm not doing a tutorial of my own shawl stitch. It's just a made up. It's a shawl stitch, but It's just a made up pattern of a shawl stitch. It's just made up. It's not the basic tutorial of a shawl stitch, but it's made up. It's just something I came up with that I know for a fact that it's gonna be like cause a lot of issues, but I just feel like if we don't make up the pattern, shell stitch, but at least I can say it's mine. It's my pattern. Is there going to be a tutorial? Probably not. It's just something I like to enjoy to do. Because I enjoy making up my own patterns. Because most of the stuff I do make, I enjoy, like, majority of the stuff I do make is other people's patterns. But the ones I enjoy the most is the ones I do myself. Because even, like, from, like, my pot holders, I do enjoy making up my own pot holders. As far as, like, the stitches wise. And like the only thing I can say about like the yarn that I'm using now, it does split, but I rather have it split than nothing at all. But I am going to jump off of here tonight and say goodnight to everyone because I have to finish my dinner. It's almost 9 o'clock at night, so I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. See ya. Have a nice night. But thanks everyone for coming past. Bye.